Welcome back to Zalonga, and we are racing our way to the farmer's market before it gets dark. And let's pretend before it shuts, with another load of lettuces on the back, and we are in the mighty Deutz, which is nice and fast. Actually, we're faster than the traffic. Awesome stuff. This is about another 7 grand's worth of lettuce, which seems pretty ridiculous, but that's a good thing because we're about to skip ahead to March, and we have a ton of work that we need to do, and for that we need cash. So yeah, the job that I intend to try and do today is to well, not today, in March. I should have put the indicator up for the farmer's market. Let's do that. Tack place. Let's go. It's over there. Let's head down there. I want to plow in the grass in the sheep pasture and plant it with, or plow in the meadow and plant it with grass so that we can actually get grazing working again. And we have a nice big tractor now, so we've got plenty of options for kit that we can run, which is why I'm selling the lettuce, because then we have more cash. Lettuce, farmer's market. Does it go in that one? Yes. Awesome. That's 5.5 grand. It's still not awful. Yeah, so we're going to need a plow, because we're going to need to plow that stuff in, or something that lets us create fields. No, I'm not using cheaty mods that let me create fields. Saying that, the cheaty plow is somewhat tempting, as we have a nice beefy tractor, and it makes making a square field nice and easy. But we'll have a look at what the options are. And then we're going to need a seeder so we can do some seeding. We need a seeder anyway, so we can do some seeding. In other news, I have checked the save game file, and manure is being stored in the pig pen. So that's pretty awesome. I do need to add it to a trigger so we can take it out when that point comes. But for now, we just need to know that it's being stored. So that's good. March is probably going to be very busy. And wow, is it really coming down with the snow, and that's giving us the opportunity to power slide around a little bit. I'm not sure if in the last update Giants did something with the grip, because things certainly seem pretty slidey. And as realism is key, we'll slow down a little bit. But it is nice having a big fast tractor. Any parallels to Mr. Clarkson are purely by chance. So I've put more water in the sheep and goat pen and the greenhouse, so we are good to sleep through the night. We need to head over to the store anyway, so we will just razz our way over there now, and yeah, that'll be good. Because that's where the sleep trigger is. We sleep at Grandad Walter's still. I know it's a little bit creepy. The dude's a little bit weird, but hey, it gives us somewhere to rest our head for the evening and basically use his sleep trigger. I know. It's a gaming mechanic. Let's just go with it, shall we? And that's it. Then we can pop to the store, lease the equipment we need. We need to have a quick look at the calendar as well, but we will do that in the morning when hopefully it is not snowing. He's not here because it's snowing. He's probably inside. I'll have to have a chat with him, I suppose. Yay, small talk. So things that we want to plant. We've spoken about this, I think. Poplar, a cash crop, a straw crop. Let's have a quick look at the calendar, shall we? So, poplar is March. Where's grass? Where's grass? Wheat we can't plant. Kind of screwed there. Grass we can plant. And oats we can plant. So, we've got to do oats by April. That's fine. Poplar we can plant at any point. I need to go check a spreadsheet out to see what's going to be our cash crop. I'm back. I think it's probably going to be soybeans, which is April, May, and we're going to do, when's the harvest period for oats? August. Doesn't really work. I was going to say we will swath them, but maybe we will still. We'll just have to hang on to it. If we harvested the oats at the end of August and then did our soybeans at the beginning of October, it might work. It might work. We'll see how things are looking. So our priority is planting the grass and the poplar this month. So let's head over to the store. We don't really have to worry too much about contracts because we have our own jobs to do. There is work to be done, sir. There is work to be done. Goodbye, Walther. All right. So I said we had options because spaders, it says it can be used instead of a plow, but it doesn't say it can be used to create new fields. That's important. I think we're going to use the agromaz. Not huge, I know it's only 2.5 meters, but we don't have the biggest area to plow. And that's a big step up in price to the Potinger. So I think we are going to lease one of those. I don't think our the field needs plowing. Hope does. Well, there is some plowing ahead of us again. So we might just hang on to this and do that another time because we did a lot of plowing last time. So I think planting soybeans, oats, poplar. That's my plan. Now, if you didn't see where the cursor was, apologies. Field 18 soybeans, 28 oats, 30 poplar. So we'll do the smallest field as poplar. We need a decent amount of straw for the pigs, really. We want a decent sized cash crop for funding their food. And yes, the poplar is a cash crop, really, but we're going to have to wait 16 months for that to pay off. So it feels like the soybeans will be a quicker term payoff. Ish. We will have to wait a while to be able to sell them. So there is that. There is that. So I've had a word with the sheep and the goats, and they've said they're not going to do a runner when I take the fence down, which is jolly good of them. What I think I'm going to do is just take down one segment. We'll just do that one. I have done what I said I was going to do, and I have saved the information for the fence, so hopefully I can put it back. I'm really annoyed if I can't, given that we have to do this because giants haven't fixed grazing. Allow create fields. I'm pretty much on 90 degrees. So let's go with that. We'll not go super fast initially while we set the boundary. go. Yeah, a little bit annoying that having to do this, but here's what it is. Would be nice if Giants had fixed it, but they haven't. So if you're curious, because you aren't aware, there is an issue at the moment where if you have meadow in a pasture, the animals won't graze it. If you have proper planted grass, they will. Now you can achieve that by when you place it, having grass already and not telling the game to replace it with meadow, or by doing what I'm doing and planting grass in its place. I have tested this separately outside of the save and it worked. So and yes, I know if you're plowing a field properly you don't go around the edge first, but we're fixing a bug, so it doesn't have to be done properly. It has to just be done to get around the fact that there's a bug in the game. That's what this is about. Dealing with a giant's bug. Bit annoying that it's costing us money, although we do need to plow anyway, so maybe it's not so much of an issue. Alright, so I think I was going to say this is an in-furrow plow, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not, no. We're just on the edge of the furrow. Nice. Very nice. We are going to have to do an extra headland. But yeah, very nice. As I say, I know this is not a realistic way to plow a field. We're working within the confines of being inside the fence of this field, so it is what it is. Trying my best here. We'll do better when we have to plow the other field. And I'll try and leave a bit of a gap between ploughing exploits, because although it's one of my favourite bits of the game, it's not everyone's. I get that, so I get that. But yeah, we're into March and we're doing things on our own farm, which is cool. We can actually make progress now. I mean, it's annoying that this is a job we're having to do, because we shouldn't have to. But we do, so we're doing it. Hopefully this won't take long, and then we can get the poplar planted. I'm not too worried, because I think it makes sense to probably... So this is going to be in furrow, isn't it? Interesting. Probably makes sense to plant the oats later, because we want to harvest them later in the window, so that we can be closer to when the soybeans are ready. So yeah, I think in my head that makes sense. Normally I would want to get them in the ground as early as possible, but actually with what we want to do, whether we swath them or not, now farming at such a small scale, maybe leasing 2 machines instead of 1 doesn't make sense for the yield increase. It might just make sense to lease a combine and yeah, make some more money doing contracts. But there is the option, I believe, for us to use a swatter on contracts with one of the mods that's available. So, yeah. Yeah. Maybe we can do it that way. I'm back on create field. I'm kind of glad that it turned off create fields when I dropped it, but we do need create fields on. So, yeah. So it is an Infaro player. Yes, we are plowing through the animals. They're fine. It's all fine. And yeah, I should have probably removed 2 bits of fence. But as long as we get this job done, I do not care. The nice thing about having this big tractor is we can look at a bigger seeder. The disadvantage of the plan that I have is we're going to have to hold on to it until later in the year. There we go. But it is what it is, you know. Again, maybe we can pick up some contracts to recover some of that cost. Now, I know it's not ideal to use leased kit for contracts, but we've already taken the hit in terms of the cost of leasing it. So I'm not sure entirely that the maths works out, but I think when you're only paying the hourly rather than the daily and the upfront cost, it might. So, and we can have a look at that. We can have a look at that as we go. Yeah, I am really pleased that I picked up this strap. So we will have to wait for the grass to grow, obviously. I don't know if there's benefit in rolling the grass once we've put it in terms of the amount that the goats and sheep will be able to graze. Yes, there's probably a test there. I know. Don't have to tell me. I don't know if fertilizing it makes a difference. I don't know if... Yeah, I've not really looked hard at grazing yet. Other than knowing it was kind of broken. Because all the stuff that I looked at with grazing was done by, yes, Place Down Meadow. And so I'm kind of keen for Giants to fix it. But equally, if definitely worth exploring the difference between having grass in the field and meadow in the field. But you kind of need them to fix that first before you can really explore that properly. Yes, I know I'm going a bit all over the place. You can't have a worker until a field exists. There we go. One more row, I think. Yeah. There we go. Awesome stuff. So we then need to take... I'm going to lease kit at this point with... One, how small the farm is. It's really not going to take us long to do most of the jobs. And we don't need to keep it very long. So set the limit to fields. So I think, yeah, it's, with us only needing to use it for a few days, it's not worth us buying a lot of this kit yet. And in fact, because it's not ours, we're just going to drop it there. Right, let's have a think on seeders. How much power have we got? 287. Very nice. I don't like the way it takes you completely out of the store, but I don't think many of us like that changing interface, do we? Why is it 300? That would be perfect. That would be perfect. All these big ones are going to suck. And a 3 meter seeder would suck. Mod is It's, 4 meter cedar is not brilliant, but it's better than 3, and we could run that. I'm going to go look and see if there are any other modded ones to install. But that was a no. I'm headed to the store. When we get there, I'm going to have a quick check that there isn't one of those in the sales, because there's just a ton of stuff in the sales. Yeah. Not the brightest idea, but could run that. It would be completely impractical in terms of planting that field. But for everything else and for doing some contracts, it would not be stupid. So maybe we grab at least one of those, unless it's one in the sales. Really don't need to be taking out more debt, but sale. That's planter. We don't need planter. Now, there's a good question, which some of you have probably already corrected me on. 80 grand for a Novag. That's 400 horsepower. There's a good question. Well asked. We cannot put soybeans in with the Lemkin anyway, so we're going to need a planter for that. So we might as well do the grass and the oats as soon as we can. We're just planting the grass and the oats. Do we really need the Lemkin? Not really. But we're probably going to see a bunch of dilemmas. What's the hourly on one of those? 3.5 versus a grand, but it's a 4 meter versus a 12 meter. We could plant some serious, we could cover some serious ground with that. But the daily 1600 versus daily of 500. $1,000 versus 3,000. That's 3 times. So that's kind of works, doesn't it? It's 3 times wider, but over 3 times the cost. But there's the wear on the tractor and the time. I'm just going to get this one. Actually, I value my time, though. Time is money, folks. Time is money. Please. I really want to spend 8 grand leasing a cedar, though. I really don't. Money is money. Please. Yes. Okay, and then we need some seeds. They're all the same, aren't they? Pretty much. Buy. Yes. Yes, because you can't lease seeds. We're going to have to wait for the rain to stop. Probably brought the weight over with me as well. Hopefully we can get this back without too many incidents. We want to select magic grass seed. Right, let's go. Get this back. Wait for the weather to clear up. Bit annoying because we've got the clock running, but anywho. Here's what it is, as they say. Let's just park up for a second because it is battering it down. Midday, okay. So the rain is going to stop very soon. Good. Given the tractor, or I need to repair this tractor. Oh well. again, yeah, money's money, and there's only so much of it. But I think this was the right choice of cedar, to be honest. I think this was the right choice. And I have got an interesting plan. In this. Apologies, I cannot remember who suggested this. But it's going to make things look more interesting and does give us the option to make some cat. We wanted the weight, didn't we? Which is currently on them. Have we already got pallets of lettuce already? Wow. Okay. Oh, there. It wouldn't be a me video, would it, without one of those? Gonna get wet. Hail. Jeez. Okay. And maybe if we park the Massey out the front, it'll get clean as well. Let's select the right thing to drop. There you go. Thank you. Making this weather at all. And let's just speed that up a little bit. And hopefully this will clear up. But actually, I have to take a little break now, unfortunately, folks. So as the promise of sun is on the horizon, I'm curious of two things. Okay. Okay. Nice. Not sure I like. Well, I think we're going to do this manually anyway. Right, if we go in there, we're going to tell it to not show lines, and it will go away. But yeah, I will be back in a little while. Got a little bit more time than I thought, and the sun's out now. One of the reasons for saving the game was it helps force the weather change. Let's turn this thing on, and got grass selected, so let's get a planting. And yeah, I'm going to do this manually because it didn't seem quite like the ploughed field edges had picked up properly. So we can do this ourselves. I think I'm capable, he says as he goes, not quite on the right track. I think I'm capable of planting a field like this myself without GPS. I said doing it inside the confines of this stupid fence are a little bit annoying, but hey, maybe it's good practice for when we get real maps. Speaking of real maps, and no, I'm not going to talk about the map that you think I'm going to talk about. Friend of mine, friend of the channel, Casa Farms, is working on a Welsh map, which I am very excited about. He's I know that was pretty horrendous corner. He shared a couple of pictures of it in my Discord, and as someone who really likes that part of the country, I'm really looking forward to that map coming out. Probably a reasonable way off because he's working on building it still, but yeah, really looking forward to that. Cavalier Roy is working on maps. He has sent me a review to have a look at. I just haven't I have had a look around it. I just haven't had time to do a map preview or anything. Life keeps getting in the way of all these things, but yeah, looking forward to Cavs maps coming. Obviously, really like Cavalier's maps, but yeah, a Welsh hill farming map is gonna be awesome. I don't think we really had anything like that particularly, so yeah, super excited for that. The fact that he shared pictures on my Discord means hopefully I'm okay to talk about it, because he did post a poll in there asking questions about things like how the hedges and stuff should work. So Hopefully we're good. But yeah, super excited for that. As I said, it's one of my favourite parts of our little island. Possibly evident from the fact that that's where I went on holiday, although not that part of Wales. But yeah, going to be cool. Going to be very cool. I think we're going to end up again in as we do with as we certainly do with other versions of FS that I've played. We're going to end up swamped with too many good maps eventually. So there will be that problem. And this is why I end up running 18 million different series at once, because I want to play them all and I can't. So yeah, and because the part of the problem is I like doing long series, and it's really hard to do long series and play lots of maps. So yeah. Oh well, such is life, hey. Real first world problem, isn't it, that I can't play all of the maps in the game that I play where I pretend to be a farmer. You know, real first world problem. We need quite a lot of headlands with this big old tractor. I know I've destroyed that bit of fence about 4 million times. It's okay. Okay, we'll be putting it back up properly when we finish. I'm kind of hoping that I can get this little job finished before I have to go out. And then when I get back, we can get this roll and do the next little job we're going to do in this bit of land. Because there is more to do in here. There is more to do. And I think it's going to add a little bit of character. So the person that suggested this will recognise it when I do it. And so I really appreciate your suggestion, because I do think it's going to add significantly to how things are going to look. There we go. Sweet. We just about managed to get around the corner. But given that we've had to lease the cedar, I don't know about holding on to plant the oats now, given that we can't plant the soybeans with this. Maybe we just get them done. I would also like to get the poplar in the ground this month, because they're going to take a really long time to grow. We know that if we plant them in March, we're going to be harvesting them next July. So there is that. There is that. But we also know we're going to make a shed ton of money off it. So, you know, not Poplar Farms money, but we'll make decent money. I'm well into recording episode 2 of Poplar Farms. And that should come out hopefully over the weekend, I would think. Probably over the weekend. Assuming things go as planned. Right, yep, that didn't take long at all, did it? So, turn that off. And you can go drop that off the back of the tractor. I need to get a roller. I am going to roll this because it will bug me if it says needs rolling on the map for the rest of eternity. And we will need to roll all the other things that we plant. Need more shed space if we're going to own things. For now, it can go there. So, yep. Well, a little bit of time left. Yes, I am clock watching. I have an appointment to go to. I'm looking forward to seeing the map come back to life as well. It feels like we've been in winter for a very long time on here. But as I keep saying, I'm really enjoying focusing on just playing the game. I've gone the wrong way. Let's just cut across this empty field. They won't mind. You might. They don't. I don't. So it's fine. We are all good. Everyone's happy. Except those people. No one was harmed. It was fine. They're just holograms to make this empty town appear busier. Right. Rollers, rollers, rolling. We have this guy installed. Excellent. Design, roller, grassland roller, roller. Lease. Yes, please. That's nice and cheap. Now, we could use the little tractor for this, but we won't. Use the big tractor. Have a big tractor. Hold out to go down the road because we're a considerate farmer. I might actually switch it over to the Massey when we get to the farm, just to save on wear and tear on this beastie. Nailed it. Got quite a high centre of gravity. Quite a high centre of gravity. But we're having fun. We're having fun. Yeah, so we've got 2 more jobs to do in this field. And depending on how much footage I've got recorded, yeah, for this video. We'll tackle the poplar next time. But I do now need to go, so I will see you folks a little bit later. Well, it's the next day in real life, and we're just finishing up the rolling. Weirdly, it seems to be giving an extra fertilization state as well. Now, I'm not going to complain at that because I have no idea if it's going to help with how much food the goats get off of the goats and sheep get off of the field, but it's not going to hurt, is it? So, yeah. This video is probably going to be late, but who knows? It's certainly, patrons, I'm afraid you won't be getting early access. It's kind of one of those things, you know. The thing that I did in between these 2 scenes kind of took it out of my brain, and by the time I got home, there was no creation left in me. So, and I'm restarting later than I expected. So, anywho, we'll get this finished. Isn't going to take long. We're going to hang on to the rollers. We'll then do the last little job that I've been hinting at. And to do that, I have added in another mod, just keeping an eye on the time as well. I've got another thing to do in a few minutes, but I think I've got time to, almost missed a bit, to fit this in, so good. So yeah, we're double fertilized on the grass, which is cool. So that's that. I'm just going to check. Yep, we've got grass growth going on. We're going to use the Deutz for the last little job. Let me see that. All right, this. Guessing we're going to have to unfold this actually to drop it down. So let's get the last bits, and then I'll stop recording and go get them. So where the bee tree planter? These, yes, we need this for the poplar anyway. But if we then go into and packs, used vehicles, mods and DLCs, mods, tree sapling pack, 6 is probably more than enough, and we're going to plant 6 oak trees. Buy, yes please. So that's the tree sapling pack mod pack thingy that released very recently. So I'll go grab that and I'll be back. So yeah, the last job we're going to do is we're going to put some oak trees in the pasture. This was a suggestion in the YouTube comments, and apologies, I cannot remember who made the suggestion, but I think this is going to be kind of cool. The idea being that when they're grown, we will cut them down and wood chip them to get some wood chips, because apparently they provide a good amount of wood chips. What they're going to do is provide some shade and shelter for our animals. So yeah, that's my kind of reasoning for doing it. Obviously they're going to take quite a while to grow, I think, but I think this is quite a cool idea, you know. And oak trees are maybe not the best shade tree, but yeah, I like this as an idea, so that's what we're gonna do. I want to try and make it look somewhat random. I thought we brought 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 6. Okay. So if we put 1 maybe there. And that, folks, is going to be it for today. I need to put the fence back, but I need to do that by saving the game and editing the place simple. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. Next time we will be either planting poplar or planting oats. So thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. If you've enjoyed the video, click the like button. We do not smash like buttons here. If you smash it, break it, you have to buy me a coffee. And see you next time.